Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well in this moment in time, and that whenever and wherever you happen to be on God's green earth, that you are paying attention to your intuition. And I'm saying this because I've had a lot of weird signs today, and I don't quite know what to make of it. Whereas in the past 3-4 days, I had amazing signs. Every time I looked at my clock, it was 1:44 or 4:44, even 3:33. I was always getting the angel numbers, and suddenly today the energy shifted. In fact, 2 days ago, I made my now famous in my household, my brand new recipe for blue cheese dressing. My son's like, "Oh my God, Mom, we could open up a restaurant and this could be one of the recipes." It's pretty good. I think I need to tweak it a little bit more, but I can't believe I found blue cheese in South America. This is not a normal thing, and I found a specialty store. But anyway, I was cutting up vegetables, just for salad. We made this massively healthy salad a couple days ago when it was nice and hot and sunshiny out. As you can tell, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is raining cats and dogs outside and frogs. You can hear the frogs every now and again. They get pretty loud. And anyway, I was cutting up the vegetables, and I was just cutting, like, these carrots had a couple bad spots on them, and I was just cutting that off, cutting everything up. And made our salads. We ate. I went to go clean up all the vegetables I had on the counter. We have granite countertops in this place that we're renting. We love it here. It's actually really beautiful. And but I had all the vegetables like kind of piled, like like the ends of the celery or whatnot. And in the little one of the pile of carrot stuff, there was a perfectly formed J. There was like the bad spot on the carrot that I cut out was a J, and it's really obvious. So I did take a picture. I haven't quite put it up on Instagram just yet, but it kind of blew my mind, because I think I'd asked God. I just, I always want that confirmation. I want another sign. I want to know, am I really on the right path? Am I on the right track? I keep seeing J's or JD when I ask about my twin flame, and I'm pretty sure his initials are JD. So, it was just like weird. Here I'm like making a salad, just minding my own business, doing my thing, and boom, here's a J. It's like, aw. And my near twin is Jude Dikoff, so he is the guy who does the Starseed Perspective podcast. Although he's gotten really busy, he hasn't done one in a while, but even he's my near twin. He found me through my show, and we started talking, and we're like, oh my God, we're actually near twin flames. We're not twin flames, but he's practically married to his guy, and it's like, no, we're not twin flames, but we are very close, right? But I don't know my twin yet. But here it is again. Here's a J, and I'm like, yes. So I had good sign. And then all of a sudden today, this is how my day started, is that I woke up and it was absolutely hot as hell in my room. And I was abducted yesterday. I was really weird yesterday. I felt strange. And I have a couple spots behind my ears where I was injected with something. I have I'm sure I have scars, behind my ears. One place I can't see even if I try to look in the mirror and fold in my ear over, there's no way, it's always in a place I can't see it directly. But I mean, right now it's like I've been feeling really strange, and here it is again. I was injected with something. I don't know what the hell. I have about 6 hours missing time yesterday, but 2 separate times, 3 hours each. So yesterday was very weird, and then I woke up this morning. It was hot as hell in my room, which hasn't been like this in 4 months. So I was blown away by that. The sun was coming down directly through the skylight above my bed, so right in my face. I've got the sun right in my face. And I woke up and it felt like I had a fever, which when I touched my head, I did not. And then I went into my bathroom just for, normal things when you wake up, brush my teeth and whatever. And I watched as this little itty bitty spider, literally an itsy bitsy spider, dropped down from the ceiling. And this thing is so tiny. It's like the end of a sharpened pencil. It's so tiny. And I watched it drop down from the ceiling, and then it stopped. And it died right in front of me. And that's it. And it's still just hanging from my ceiling now. And it's about a foot above my head. So if I walk in there, it's not going to end up on my hair or something. But it's been there all day long in the same exact position, and it's I know it died. It's just, so that's how my day started. Burning up, feeling weird, feeling kind of woozy and nauseated from the sun right in my face, and then a spider died. And then this evening, my son and I were feeling really weird because the thunder, we've had thunder and lightning storms all evening. And it's I feel too weird and too nervous to eat. My son is I need to clean the house. I need to fix things in the house. And he started rearranging all the furniture. And I'm yeah, it's time. Let's rearrange the couches and, have ideas for the table. And so we started doing that today. I could not, 2 days in a row now, I have not been able to study. I can't even remember what I learned 2 days ago in my university classes. I've been just feeling really off and really weird. And tonight, the thunder, normally it's kind of like a sort of thunder and then it's over. But tonight, I kid you not, it was lasting up to 1 minute for one thunderclap, 1 minute long. This is one of the biggest storms we've ever seen in Ecuador. And we're kind of freaking out because it just feels bigger. It just feels like there's something going on, and I can't put a finger on it. It's just a weird feeling I have. And the thunder was just booming and booming and booming and booming for what seemed like a minute. And then the lightning was so bright and lit up the whole sky, went streaking across the whole sky, this bright blue lightning. It's blue. And normally when we see lightning here, it's white or purple, which is really beautiful. But tonight it was blue, electric, obviously, electric blue. And it was giving us the weirdest feeling. And the dogs have been acting weird before it started raining. The dogs were acting weird. The wolf dogs that, they live outside, they're not really owned by anybody. But if they were going to pick anybody, it'd probably be my son and I. They're always here. They always come inside. And little, the neighbors named her Blackie, but my son had said her name a few times in front of people delivery people. And the delivery people are looking at us with dirty looks. And one guy called my son a racist, and we're we didn't name these dogs. They're not even our dogs, right? The neighbor named them, right? And so we're just that's it. We're going to rename her Jasmine because this is stupid. So we renamed her. we're trying to get her to know her new name. So we have Lobo and Jasmine, and they're always outside. And because I'm allergic, I'm terribly allergic. I have bad asthma. And, so they can't really be inside until I could, I guess, cure my allergies, which I've had since I was born. And they've been acting really, really weird before it started raining today. Jasmine, she's been just looking so sad with her head hanging down and her tail between her legs, and it's not normal for her. Normally she's very happy and playful, and she loves us, and she's sneaky. She'll when we're not looking, she'll try to grab something off of one of our shelves and run off with it so she could chew, because she gets nervous, she's stuck in her puppyhood emotionally. And so she gets I don't know, she gets back into that teething phase. And she grabbed a neighbor's trash a few days ago, and just the whole yard was trash. and that's normal for her. She's playful and she does naughty things like that. But today she's just been very strange, and my and the other dog, Lobo, has been very strange, and all these horrible weird signs. Our intuition is we're this is really scary. There's something looming on the horizon. We don't know if it's just an eerie feeling that we're having. I mean, the new moon was yesterday. Now we have a waxing moon. This is a great time to manifest. This is the moon in Leo. It's a good time to manifest new friendships, new relationships, putting yourself forward, even your relationship with yourself. It's an excellent time for all this stuff. And it should be super, super positive and amazing. And instead, we're having, at least today, my son and I are just there's something really funky happening. We don't like this energy at all. We're just kind of creeped out. There was a man who was staring into our house today from the hill. And he's just staring down, and we're just what the hell? Why is he looking at us? And that was odd. I mean, just a lot of weird signs, the dead spider hanging from my ceiling right now, and the sun in my eye. I mean, the sun in my eye is okay. That's normal. And it seemed yay, the sun, here comes the sun. Hey, doot and doo-doo, right? Doot and doo-doo. But now we feel we're just in doo-doo. So, I mean, the energy is weird. And we had the just strangeness. There's just a strangeness in the air. I don't know if you guys feel it where you're at, but we are just, I don't know. There's been a lot more bugs in the house suddenly. And I just feel we're in for a really, really big rainstorm in set of possible problems that we haven't had yet at all here in this new house that we started renting 4 months ago now. And so we were just sitting there watching the lightning. I look out the window, and the dogs are laying in the dirt right in front of the house. And so my son went outside, and he put these plastic garbage bags over where the dogs are laying, to kind of give them a shelter. So it's kind of like a tent over the dogs. So, I mean, they can't really touch that part, but they're not getting rained on anymore, and they're going to be a little bit warmer. But I don't know. I want you guys to pay attention to how I just looked, and the number said 1331. That's the palindrome. My birthday's coming up, by the way. Here's another. Is it a palindrome when it's not letters and it's only numbers? But I'm going to be 52 on the 25th. So 5-2 and then 2-5, and that's coming up in 5 days. I can't even believe it that I'm this age. And that's another weird thing. I mean, my mom and I met for the very first time when she was 52. And if I do the math, I think my husband died when he was 52. and there's 52 cards in a deck of cards, like normal playing cards. There's something to do with this birthday that I've got to look it up and see if there's something major astrologically, because normally I have a big one coming up when I'm 56. I think I'll probably be getting married then. Hopefully. My twin flame will find me by then. If he doesn't, I'll just marry somebody else, I guess. But, that'll be like my Saturn return, and then you have your Uranus half return when you're 40. I don't know what 52 is. It just feels like there's something really strange and funky. And the Democratic National Convention in the United States is going on right now, as if you're in the U.S., And at the same time, the president doesn't even give a crap. Who knows? He's planning to sabotage the elections, and everybody knows it. Everybody's just like, well, what the hell? The Republicans had a chance to impeach this bastard, and they didn't do it. And so now he's running free, running amok, like a crazy toddler on a sugar high, saying he's going to hijack the elections, and he's already ruined the post office, and he has ruined the country. Over 160, probably, maybe it's like 180,000 people by now. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers, but have already died from coronavirus because he refused to put any restrictions or limits on the people. It should have been the law immediately, look, don't go outside until this thing is gone. This could have been gone in the world in 3 months' time. But so many countries hesitated, and because of that hesitation, we're all stuck in this situation where this could go on another 2 to 3 years. This coronavirus thing. And my son and I have been talking about it, and I just feel like you are like the class of the quarantine, 2020. It's like he's turning 18. This should have been the year he's graduating from high school, even though he's homeschooled. It's kind of like everything is screwed up. Everything feels so strange. I wanted to be able to be like, okay, you're 18 and let's make the money and send you to culinary school. But what's the point when no one's going to restaurants? His big dream would be to open a restaurant. How are we going to open a restaurant without customers? Nobody knows about us. No one's going to order from us when no one knows about us. So I'm just like, So all these crazy signs, all this strangeness. And at the same time today, I got another rush of inspiration. And I quickly looked on Google, and I found out that yes, indeed, I can for my son. He already knows about this. Not a surprise. But we had this elaborate plan in a couple years to go over to San Francisco and get a job working for this sourdough company. And, corporate espionage, baby, all the way. We're going to go in the back and grab some of that sourdough starter and dry it out and then bring it down here to Ecuador and start a whole business here in Ecuador. And, well, we don't have to do any of that because we found out you could go to Amazon and just buy it. Woo, thank God. We didn't have to do any of that. Do. We've been talking about this for months, 6 months. Okay, if we just sneak in there and we could just, maybe work for a day, maybe work for a week, kind of smooge with the boss, and then we could get in that back room where I know they've got that sourdough starter where it's been there since 1849, and I don't know, if you don't know anything about what I'm talking about, like sourdough bread, maybe even if you're in the US, you know what a sourdough bread is, but in 1849, during the California gold rush, the people who were having gold fever, they raced out to California because they heard there was gold in them Nar Hills, and they just, they would get their bread and they would put the water in it and they would try to, somehow get it fluffy and light so that they could, have it later when they come home to their tent or their covered wagon or whatnot. and they would just be gold panning and gold panning and gold panning. And by the time they got back to their dough had a weird sour taste to it. And they were just like, whatever, we're just too tired to make new bread, so we're just going to eat this. And then they would just take some of it and throw it in the pan over the fire, make themselves the bread. And then the next day, and they just kept adding flour and water to it, and hence they made sourdough. And the California sourdough has a very distinctive flavor. It is extremely good. It's very, very sour. It's excellent. And they didn't invent it, but this was the sourdough that's famous in the United States. And I mean, sourdough starter was found in the pyramids in Egypt, buried with in the tombs there. So, you know, with the pharaohs, I mean, they loved sourdough bread. They also had yeast that you could make ancient beer with in Egypt. So, I mean, they lived it up. They knew how to have their fermented foods, which are actually really healthy for you. In fact, sourdough bread has like a complete protein, and it's vegan. I mean, the only ingredients are literally flour and water. That's it. And then the yeast is naturally found in the wheat, and then it grows and becomes very complex, which creates the protein, and it's very, very healthy. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's like it gets really chewy and thick, and it's like kind of, it gets shiny. It's really an incredible kind of bread. And, you know, we've been living in South America for years, and we're just so, like, we miss that bread. We used to eat in San Francisco at the sourdough company. They have like these bread bowls, and they serve soup. And then when you're done eating the soup, you could eat the bread. It's, oh my God, it's so incredible. But anyway, they called these 1849 miners, they called them minor 49ers, and that's how we got the San Francisco 49ers. And then also they called the guys sourdoughs. So the guys who ate that old sour bread, they call them sourdoughs. And eventually someone said, you know what, let's just keep this going. This is really good bread. We like it. And so in San Francisco, they've got sourdough starters that have been there since 1849, that long. So my goal was to start a restaurant down here and call it 1849, and maybe have like the sourdough bread bowls and serve soup, because I make pretty damn good vegan soup, actually. Even though I'm not a vegan, I'm not even a vegetarian, but I do make really good vegetable soup. And so we've talked about this. Like, it'd be cool just to have like just soup and bread. That'd be easy. Soup and bread, and serve, you know, like tea and, you know, maybe, I don't know, some other kind of healthy thing, you know, herbal tea and, you know, juices maybe. But you know, here we're in the coronavirus, so all of our plans and all the things we thought about doing, like if I ever get $40,000, I found a hostel on the coast that needs repair. I could buy it, we could repair it, we can, you know, have a hostel, but no one's traveling, you know. And I thought, I'm going to have a campground, but we'll make it a glamp ground, and we will provide the tents. All you got to do is just show up and have a good time, because here's the sexy bed and the sexy room, and you know, the glamping tents at the open. You know, I wanted to do the tents that the top part, you know, and the ones that are like round, like a snow globe. You look up at the stars, but no one can see you because you're surrounded by trees. So you have your privacy, but at the same time, it's kind of, you know, romantic and lovely. And we'll have like the section for the lovers and the newlyweds, and we have the section for the families, the opposite end, you know. And so, but I'm like, yeah, let's have a glamp ground. Why not? This is kind of a cool idea. So all that, but no one's traveling, and no one's, you know, it's just, you can't even travel between provinces in this country. They shut down the country again for 30 days. We had 4 whole days where we could be out and about, or, you know, as people in Minnesota say, oot and a boot. That's for you, Rainey. I know you're listening. But I don't know, you guys. There's something weird. Like, I feel a sense of refreshment is coming, but today has been a day of mad signs. Like intuition has been just like ding, 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 ding. Don't go outside. Don't answer the door. Don't, just make sure you're very, very cautious. There's something really funky in the air, something really strange today that I don't know what it is. I can't put a finger on it. I have felt uneasy. I have felt really weird. And I have felt like there's just like I couldn't even study today. I felt really nervous and very stressed out, even though I felt positive about some things. And yesterday I felt amazing and positive. And after I did that channeling, and a lot of people flocked to that one. And if you haven't heard yesterday's episode, by the way, oh my God, especially towards the end, when Divine Creator, he gave us a way to quickly make our manifestations, manifest. And I was feeling really great. And then all of a sudden today was just like one weird thing after another. And it was just so odd. I don't think I've seen like 4 or 5 silverfish in my bathroom today, which is gross. And I never, usually I see one maybe every week, one. And now today was like 5. And I'm like, that's a weird sign. And I forgot what silverfish mean. I did an episode last year. And especially if you're new, you probably don't know about this one weird episode. It was basically, I wrote down every insect I could ever imagine. And I wanted to know, what does it mean when specific insects show up in your world, in your life? And Prime Creator, I connected with him and I channeled him, basically channeling God. And I'm like, so what does it mean when, a silverfish shows up? What does it mean when an ant shows up? What does it mean when a grasshopper shows up? What are these things? And my son and I were talking today even. He said, even today, again, the locust was outside of his window. And unless he wakes up to go to the bathroom, he doesn't really notice it anymore. But for the first few days when that happened, it freaked us the hell out. I woke up and I was like, what the actual hell is that? I think that's a locust. I freaked out. And then the next day I woke up and here it is again. My son's like, what the hell is that noise? It was like 5:30 or something in the morning. And I raced down to his bedroom. He's like, look at that. Holy crap. What is that? And it was this massive locust and it was bright spring green. You know what I'm talking about if you have a box of Crayola 64 laying around. But spring green colored insect, and it was massive. I mean, like 4 or 5 inches long and like an inch across and 1 inch to 2 inches tall. And it kind of looked a little bit like a grasshopper, but it was a freaking locust. And I was freaking out. I'm like, what the actual hell? And I asked God, what is that? What is that weird noise? What is this? Because most insects are there to raise your vibration. Did you guys know that? If you haven't heard that episode, you might not know that. But frogs can give off a certain vibration, and most of them hold their own part of the holy Om, and that will help raise your vibration at night. Crickets, even though no one wants to see them, but to hear them, it's pretty lovely. It's like it raises your vibration and it keeps a tone. It maintains an energy that helps us to stay kind of where we need to be, to be on an even keel emotionally and spiritually and not get too stuck in the mire and muck of our negative vibrations, right? So I was asking God, like, what the hell? Locusts have the most insane, sound, and it's not raising my vibration. It's scaring the hell out of me. And the bug itself is freaking me out. I know that there are locust invasions all over Africa and parts of Europe, at least the southern part of Europe. The Mediterranean has had locusts lately, and it's really, really scary. And so I asked God about it the other day, and he said, locusts are not here to raise your vibration. They're here to break up your negative programs. They're here to break up your negative programming. And I was like, oh my God. And I did mention this like about a month or two, or maybe 3 ago. But my son said, again, the locust was back today. And he noticed it. Normally he doesn't. Like he says, sometimes I'll wake up and hear it and I barely notice it anymore. Like at first it freaked us out. Like, whoa, that's a new sound. And there's all kinds of frogs outside. And yesterday I told you guys that the rain came and it was like hard and like kind of fast and furious. It was like pummeling the ground and it was really intense, and the thunder and the lightning, but it was over in like maybe half hour. Today we've had rain for hours and hours, and it's coming down big thick drops of rain, and it's consistent, and it's pretty nasty weather out there today. And it's just, yesterday was really strange. I told you that all of a sudden the frogs, even bullfrogs, I've never heard bullfrogs here, or the Ecuadorian equivalent of bullfrogs, with a really deep booming sound. And all of a sudden I heard like 5 or 6 different pitches in the frogs. The different species came out immediately when the rain was over. And rain cleanses the energy, that cleanses the air. And then the frogs, I think, are there to raise our vibration. You know, it's all for our benefit. But I felt like I had been tripping balls on acid when I heard the frogs. I started hallucinating immediately. I started seeing things out of the corner of my eye. I started like it was like raising my vibration so rapidly that I was just starting to see ethereal stuff. It was crazy. It was really strange. And so today I hear the frogs are there. They're kind of maintaining that energy. And I have a feeling that when the minute this rain ends, we're going to probably have like hundreds of frogs outside. And that's going to just raise the vibration of this whole community where we live. But, which is going to be amazing. But my son went outside and he stood in the rain and he felt this anger energy from Mother Nature herself. He said, there's something, Mom, I can't put a finger on it, but it's like there's a story in every drop of rain, and the rain is connecting us all, not only to other humans, but to every bit of creation. And like the natural forces, Mother Nature was kind of angry that no one like seems to care. Nobody seems to understand or notice the great amount of poetry and beauty and simplicity and complexity in the rain. You know, like there's not any connection to appreciation or gratitude or love towards, you know, God and Mother Earth for just taking care of us, you know, and sending us the water that's pure from the, you know, from the sky, and, you know, allowing the plants to grow, and which gives us food. And my son was just like, there's a freaky energy outside. It's just funky. It's like, it's almost like the earth is cleansing itself of humans, almost. You know, it's like that kind of. He's like, I guess I'd be happy if it cleansed us, all of us, off, you know, the surface of the planet. He said, you know, all the trees and the plants would grow back up, and everything would be a beautiful paradise again, but without humans. He's like, I would accept that if that's our fate now at this time. But I'm like, I don't think it is, you know, because we're raising ourselves up. We're already in the 5th dimension, and we keep going up higher. But today was a funky ass day, and I hope that if you guys had a strange day, I hope that for all of us it's better tomorrow. You know, but no matter what, always trust your gut instinct, trust your intuition, just trust that everything's going to be okay as long as you keep your wits about you. And when you feel like, I feel weird, there's something weird outside, I don't like this energy, don't freaking go outside. Just stay inside. Heed that warning. Don't ever just shove your feelings aside and go, well, I'm going to do it anyway. You know, one weird thing is I had ordered a specific hoodie off of Wish, right? And they refunded my money immediately out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? So I went back and I reordered it, and it took 2 months and finally arrived in Florida. And the person at the front desk of where they take, the packages, to go put them in my friend's storage, they just refused it. They refused 3 of my items and then accepted everything else the day before and the day after. And that hoodie again was in the list, in the items that was refused. So twice I tried to order it, and twice I couldn't get it. And I started noticing that the universe is limiting us from things that we're not supposed to be doing. I wanted to start a cookie company with my son. Boom, coronavirus. Sorry, sucker, you're not going to have that business. And we also thought about opening a restaurant. All the things, like I just told you guys, the Glamp Ground and all these different things I've thought about. And every single one of the business ideas I had are absolutely failures in the time of global pandemic. The universe is just limiting the hell out of all of us. Not just me, not just my kid, but every human on earth. But at least we're all going through it together. Yay. I guess. But anyway, that's it. That was just my big message for today, guys. Just please follow your intuition. If you feel like there's something wrong, just sit home, go within, meditate, and pray, and just hope it gets better. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have a better report about what's happening around here. It's just it's been kind of funky. It's been real, like I couldn't even eat most of the day. I did have some snacks, but it's like I couldn't. I've been nervous. I've been like stressed out for 2 whole days. Just like, I don't know. I don't like this energy. There's something funky with it. And it should have been a joy-filled, amazing energy with the new moon in Leo. Are you kidding me? That's normally an amazing and great sign. And suddenly there's just all these other signs of kind of a sense of foreboding, and I hope it passes quickly. That's all I could say about that. So anyway, let's quickly get over to spaceweather.com, because there's a few things going on. The solar wind speed right now is 304.8 kilometers per second. There is still a new cycle sunspot, AR2772, which is starting to crackle already with B-class solar flares. So, wow. But it does look like it's getting ready by tomorrow to go to the other side of the sun, which means it won't be sending anything our direction anytime soon. Thank you, God. We are on sunspot number 13. Again, with the 13, that's the second time in this broadcast that number came up. Again, remember what I said. Look for the signs. In fact, I did a romantic reading for myself the other day. I just was playing around with these new cards. I'm trying to get to know them better so that eventually, I could start doing more readings with all these new decks I just bought for you guys. And so I'm like going through, and here comes a death card, number 13. Wow. All right. That's, all right. That's what you want in the smack dab middle of a love reading, is a death card. But it was it represented me and what I'm going through right now. Death meaning the transformation into a new life and a new beginning. But you first have to close down and have closure in your old life, your old world, and then all of a sudden the new will come. And now that I think about it, I'm 2 paychecks away from not having any more income. And maybe that will be the death of this cycle. Once that closes out, then a new one will begin. So, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be all right. Yeah, or maybe death means actual death. I'm either going to sink or swim with this one. I honestly don't know. But we'll see. I welcome life and I welcome death equally. Just whatever happens, it's in God's hands anyway. But we did have a CME. It missed Earth, but it did hit NASA's Stereo A spacecraft. And the geometry of the Stereo A impact suggests that the storm cloud sailed wide of our planet. Maybe next time, they said. So we did not get a CMA flare sent our way. You know, we thought it was going to happen, but it didn't. So that's okay. Not a problem. By the time I finish reading the sentence to you, we will be 40 kilometers closer to Mars. Oh my God. Earth and Mars are converging for a close encounter this fall. Their separation is rapidly shrinking, basically -8 kilometers per second as of August 20th. We are literally approaching the red planet right now, which is a good thing because it's not like the astronauts can go there. We're going to have so much cosmic radiation that no one can survive it and withstand it for more than 200 days. And as you know, it's going to take a lot longer than that to get to Mars as well as get back. So it's weird. It's like things and people, we're all being limited, right? Even the astronauts, the space explorers, all the people who've been planning for years and spending billions of dollars on trying to get us to Mars to colonize. Holy crap, I can't believe I just said those words. That was weird, just saying that sentence right there. I mean, this is stuff I read when I was a kid, you know, The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. I mean, this is the stuff I grew up on. It was like pulp fiction. Like, you just really want to sink your teeth into these crazy stories, and then you think, never in my lifetime, though. And yet here I am, going to be 52 soon, and here we are talking about going to Mars. But guess what? We're yet again being limited by God, by the universe. It's so much cosmic radiation happening right now that there's no way in hell anyone would survive past 200 days of what's going on out in the open outer space. So we're being limited even in that way. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Charlie. You're not able to colonize Mars or leave the planet. You got to sit here and deal with the mess we've made here with the rest of us. So sorry. To quote Bubble of Absolutely Fabulous, sorry. So sorry. It's like the universe is literally pigeonholing us into a specific set of circumstances, and we're going to have to deal with it like being in a pressure cooker all together now. It's like crazy. So basically, just this week, the brightness of Mars has surpassed that of Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. Suddenly, Mars is almost bright enough to see in daylight. Oh my God. And it is an easy target, of course, for backyard telescopes. So there's a crazy, wild picture of Mars on spaceweather.com if you want to go check it out. By the night of closest approach on October 6th of this year, Mars will more than double in brightness again because it'll be 0.4149 astronomical units away from us. And it will outshine everything in the night sky except for Venus and the moon. So that's going to be that's going to be really wild in October. So solar wind, of course, we mentioned this yesterday. It's the same article or blurb. We will, on the 23rd of August, be bombarded by solar winds. That's the next time. So 3 days from now, which is like what? Friday, Saturday. So Sunday. Well, that's right on time, isn't it? We've been bombarded every Sunday with solar winds. It's literally clockwork. I'm not going to say like clockwork. It's just clockwork. So as far as the NASA All-Sky Fireball Network and the All-Sky cameras of NASA, they reported today there were 20 fireballs over the United States. 18 were sporadic, one was Perseid, one was Southern Delta Aquarid. So, all right, let's see. We're going to the next thing over here. I'm going to make sure we have time. Yeah, we do. All right. Schumann Resonance today, coming out of Italy at disclosurenews.it. They have 2 spikes to report that were significant. One was 23. Now, remember, yesterday was 7. So today it peaked at 23, and then it peaked even further at 60 hertz frequency, which I suppose, for this place, it's a little bit, Italy, it's a little bit much. But when you go over to the heartmath.org, it's readily apparent that there are other numbers in the world that are significantly higher. So let's get into that. The closest to today that we have is taken from the 22nd 100 hour, 2200 bells, or 22 bells, 2200 hours. I don't know, take your pick, but basically 10 o'clock at night. On the 17th of August, this is what it was like. California was at 247 hertz frequency. Hopefuf, Saudi Arabia was at 0 hertz frequency. In Lithuania, they're at 139 hertz frequency. In Alberta, Canada, they're at 0 hertz frequency. And in Northland, New Zealand, they're at 57 hertz frequency. And last but not least, in Hululuwe, South Africa, they're at 102 hertz frequency. Now, this is like from about a day and a half ago. So, I don't know why they don't have real time like they used to. Maybe it's super hard or something, but, now we get to kind of look at the past. What happened 2 days before us every single time. So if you have any weird symptoms and you think it might be related to this thing in particular, I would love to hear from you. Like, were you affected by the Schumann resonance? What are your stories? And keep an open mind. When your ascension symptoms are really strong, write it down in a notebook and keep track of it. So by the time we get to what happened on that day when you felt those feelings, like, hey, I had a migraine and I felt sore and stiff and grouchy and I had, 20 different ascension symptoms. It's the worst I've ever had it. And then wouldn't it be funny to go back and, 2 or 3 days later to go back and go, well, in your area of the world, the Schumann resonance was 500 hertz frequency. So, hey, that makes sense. I mean, for me, I want those kinds of anecdotal stories that are based on science because they'll help me to understand exactly what's happening, all around also, not only to humans, but, animals and plants and insects. I mean, things are changing. I don't know if you guys are noticing all the different, animals are acting strange and weird. I wonder if it's not the Schumann resonance. So just keep a note of when you feel what you feel and how strong and what's the intensity. If you have a headache, but it's only 2 on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like, eh. But if everything's fine and all of a sudden you spike to a 9 or 10 out of 10, and all you could think about is that headache, maybe it's the Schumann resonance, So keep all of that in mind. Anyway, we are reading A Course in Miracles lesson every day, and we have, after today, only 5 left. And then I'm probably going to draw a tarot card every day for everybody. And not one per everybody, but just one for the collective whole. And we'll read that on the air every day, either tarot or oracle, probably the oracle cards, because they've been pretty fun. And so far, this deck is accurate and very responsive to me. So I think we're in for a really awesome ride with that. So anyway, without further ado, the Foundation for Inner Peace website is found at acim.org, and we're on lesson 360, which is a good number, isn't it? It's like spinning around in a half circle, right? No, that's a whole circle, sorry. Like, is it 600? No, it's not. 360 degrees. Yeah, going all the way around, coming full circle. And that's another hint to that 13 that I keep saying. 1331, that's like 13 backwards and forwards. It's like the mirror image. Ooh. Yeah, well, maybe that means my twin's coming to a close in a cycle for him as well. And maybe this might be what's going on with you and your twin flame, or you and your soulmate. Maybe you're closing out some stuff too, to get ready and make preparations and have energetic room for a brand new life, a brand new everything, brand new perspective, just brand new energy. I feel like that's what's happening now. We're just like in the close part. And maybe tomorrow is the opening part, or maybe it's a week from now. We're going to open up to all the field of new possibilities. Anyway, so lesson 360 is this. Peace be to me, the Holy Son of God. Peace to my brother, who is one with me. Let all the world be blessed with peace through us. Peace be to me, the Holy Son of God. Peace be to my brother, who is one with me. Let all the world be blessed with peace through us. Father, it is your peace that I would give, receiving it of you. I am your son forever, just as you created me. For the great rays remain forever still and undisturbed within me. I would reach to them in silence and in certainty, for nowhere else can certainty be found. Peace be to me, and peace to all the world. In holiness were we created, and in holiness do we remain. Your Son is like to you in perfect simpleness. I'm sorry, not simpleness. My eyes went crazy for a minute. I need new reading glasses, and I don't even think the glasses place has been opened in 4 months. Oh, man. Anyway, sorry, let me read that again. Peace be to me, and peace to all the world. In holiness were we created, and in holiness do we remain. Your Son is like to you in perfect sinlessness, and with this thought, we gladly say, Amen. Peace be to me, the Holy Son of God. Peace to my brother, who is one with me. Let all the world be blessed with peace through us. All right, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, I will be channeling the Arcturian Council. The Arcturian beings are, they're 9th dimensional. Some of them are 11th dimensional, but I've been working with the 9th dimensional beings from Arcturus, and I was sent by Tim, otherwise known as the Cosmic Threader. And that's his, handle over on, or his name over on Instagram. He's the Cosmic Threader. But, what was I going to say about Tim? Dagnabbit. Okay, I just remembered. I had to pause it for a second. No, he sent me a picture of clouds, and he says, look at the cloud formations near my house, basically. And he always sends me pictures of clouds. And I saw an Arcturian ship. And I said, you could tell that this is a cloaked ship. It's very well cloaked. You could barely see it. But you can tell because there's like an edge to the sky that is absolutely straight. And then when you keep following that straight edge in the picture, you're going to see a corner. And you're going to find out that it's a rectangular shape. Look inside the rectangular shape, and are there any clouds shaped like an ET, like a giant ET head? And if so, you've just been in the presence of the Arcturians. So anyway, I'm going to be channeling them tonight. I don't know why they're coming to talk to us now. I don't know what this is about. I'm just going to keep an open mind and allow them to work through me for your benefit and the benefit of humanity at large. So anyway, there you have it. I'll be right back after these 2 short messages. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Happy August, guys. I wanted to extend to you my birthday special. I was born this month and I wanted to do something for you guys. Normally, my readings are $111 for a tarot reading or a psychic mediumship reading. That means I can basically help you talk to any of your deceased loved ones, your higher self, even God himself, or any of the ascended masters that you've always wanted to have a conversation with. What you need to do is just contact me at mermaidgirl888 on Instagram. Just direct message me and let me know you're interested in having the birthday special $88 reading. That is $33 less than my normal price. And as always, my cloud readings are also available at $33. So there you have it. Happy August. I look forward to hearing from you. All right, guys, one last thing about the weird energy this morning. My son woke up and felt like, that's it, we got to clean. Today's the day of cleaning. And while he was cleaning, he broke one of his favorite jars that he had been using for fermentation, for lacto fermentation. He does, there's a lot of different food he makes, including obviously sourdough bread, which I mentioned. And right now he's making sauerkraut from purple cabbage, which we can't wait to try. And he makes what's called ginger bugs, which bugs never sound good, but basically he made ginger beer, the non-alcoholic version, which was incredible. And he just really got into this idea of fermented foods, which is very, very good for your body. It's healthy for your gut. And especially since, I don't know why, and this sounds so crazy, But in the United States, you can get all the different kinds of healthy bacteria for your gut. You just walk into the health food store like Whole Foods Market or Trader Joe's or, whatever specialty store, and here it is. You have like Lactobacillus acidophilus. You have all the different kinds everywhere. You just, here's the one with 1 or 2 strains. Here's one with 20 strains. Here's one with 8 strains. You could just get whatever. And here in Ecuador, you can only get, you have to go to the pharmacy. There's no health food stores that have a Lactobacillus acidophilus at all. It's like it doesn't even freaking exist down here. And you can't get, you can only get like 1 or 2 things. You could get Greek yogurt, but it never has Lactobacillus acidophilus. It has a different strain like Streptococcus acidophilus or something. Doesn't sound good, right? It's not really strep. It's something similar to that, right? And it's like, this is really strange. Like, I don't know why it's so freaking impossible. You could get like Greek yogurt, but it's a different flavor. It's a different strain. And then you can't there's nothing. So we go to the health food stores, the pharmacy, and they give you like these weird little plastic vials with liquid in them. And then they have like a weird cherry flavor or something. It's really weird. And they look very clinical and very odd. And when I tried to take those like last year or 2 years ago, it was like, still didn't really help me. It was very odd. So I was able finally to get, I bought Lactobacillus acidophilus. In fact, there's one called PB8. It's like really, really good that my naturopathic doctor prescribed for me like years ago. And I was able to finally get it. I got it shipped from Florida through the USA valet service that I use. And so I've been taking it. So I'm like, I finally am starting to feel normal again. Physically, like we were just feeling like, But anyway, my son has all this glassware. He spent like $40 or $50 on all this glassware to make the ginger bugs and to make, to have the sourdough strain and to make he also does lacto fermentation of peppers, which takes like, it takes like minimum 5 days up to 2 weeks. And also to make pickles, which I mentioned already like a few days ago. So he does all this amazing, all these amazing foods, and one of his favorite jars, he broke it and it busted and it went throughout like the kitchen and the living room, and I think maybe even in the dining room. And he was just like, yeah. And then a few minutes later, he dropped his phone in coffee. He's like, how the hell? Like, his phone is pretty big. Coffee cups are pretty small. He's like, how the hell did that even happen? And now he doesn't have a speaker on his phone. Like, he could Bluetooth it to the Bluetooth speaker, and that works. Or he could put his headphones in, and that will work. But his phone now has no sound coming out of it. Unless does some other way of having sound come out of his phone. So it was like 2 things like that. Like, that's what I mean by like, use your intuition, and the signs are all around you in the first half of the show. So those were the other 2 things that happened this morning. It was just like, everything was very odd and very weird. But after I said all that, and then I took a break, obviously, and I laid down to take a quick nap. I started to feel very tired. I know we must have been bombarded by energy. In fact, I think we were supposed to have gotten solar winds or something, and I just feel like there's something going on. Anyway, I fell asleep for like 20 minutes, then my son came up and we were having a discussion. We've been keeping our egg cartons because we wanted to put it up for soundproofing in our house, because he makes videos for YouTube and then I do my podcast. And he was going to kind of make some sort of a maze or something downstairs, since it's kind of a spooky night and the sound of the rain. And so, so we talked for a few minutes. Then he went back downstairs to make a video for his show. And so I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden I got this overwhelming positive energy again. Like, wow, all right, whatever the weirdness was, I think it's past, or it's almost past. And all of a sudden my left hand started itching like crazy. So yes, please God, I will take all the money you want to send my way, right? Something's happening. I think I'm getting a celebrity endorsement. That's what I've been praying for. But my hand just started getting really, my left hand started getting itchy. So if you guys ever have an itchy hand, your left hand, that means that you're going to get money, especially if you're right-handed. And if your right hand itches, be forewarned, you're probably going to spend money. But I just spent some money today to set up my home studio to make it better, not only for this show, but also for my Udemy class, which I'm going to be making as soon as I get the equipment, and also for teaching English online. And so I've been pricing out. For 2 days, that's all I've been doing is just getting studio equipment, like my microphone. And I ended up getting 3 different microphones. And in fact, one I bought, and then the other 2 I'm getting ready to buy, so that I could experiment with it on this show. And also just to kind of see what's what, basically. One is a really tiny microphone. It's only a few dollars. One's $60. So it's like, I'm going to see the different qualities and see what's going on. But anyway, that's all I've been doing for days, like for 2 days. And it's like, but I was feeling positive about it, but emotionally and physically drained. And then I felt really weird all day today. And then now finally, here it is. Oh goodness. It's 8:33 into this part of the show, and it's 2:44. See, you guys, this is what I mean. I keep getting angel messages, so thank you, angels. I'm really grateful to the angels for at least bucking me up during this time, like, don't worry, take heart, Azrael, you're gonna be fine. It's like, okay, yes, I know, but yeah, I don't know, whatever the weird energy was, I feel like it's finally it's past. I woke up and I was, after my little 20-minute nap, but I was in pain, and I took a naprosyn. And it hasn't quite kicked in yet, but it's almost like the minute I took it, it was like energetically, it's like, okay, fine. And I've been feeling this energy of, I am a light vessel. I am a light vessel, like not a physical body anymore. I'm a light vessel. I've been getting those kinds of messages lately. I don't know if you guys have been getting that, but it's very odd. Because we're like actually becoming more light than physical matter. And we always have been more light, but now we're becoming less and less dense as we go up, up, up into the 5th dimension. So speaking of dimensions, I'm getting ready right now. In fact, I'm already connected to the Arcturian Council, or the Arcturian Council. And what I started to say I think I said in the bottom half of the first half of the show, is Tim keeps sending me these pictures, and I'm like, well, there's an Arcturian ship. It's cloaked, but it's in your picture. I've taken several pictures of their ships, and they are 9th dimensional beings. And I was talking to them during the break, and they said, well, we only allow you to see us when we want you to know we're there. Most people don't notice we're there. A lot of people, you could just take dozens of pictures of them and not ever really know they're in your pictures or anything. Like, they'll only show up for you if you are meant to see them, basically. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to channel them, but I want to tell you, if you're brand new to the show right now, I am a channeler, but I am an indirect channeler. What I do is I telepath with whoever it is I am getting ready to channel, and I don't allow anyone to take over my body. And when I channel, it's not just the words, but I also get impressions. I get emotions, feelings, impressions, and I also receive pictures, images of the message they're trying to get across, whoever they are. Tonight, it's the Arcturian Council. They're ninth dimensional beings. There are Arcturians, they're also 11th dimensional beings. But tonight, we're channeling the ninth dimensional beings. And they said there might be 2 or 3 11th dimensional beings that join them this time. So that will be exciting. And I'm hearing the word 13. There's going to be 13 of you, or your 13th dimension. Okay. 13 of them are actually going to be with us tonight. So, yay! And I'm already connected with them. But, so yeah, this is just what it is. So, what else do I want to say about that? Oh yeah, so sometimes if I don't understand a message, I will stop and use muscle testing, kinesthesiology, just to see if I'm catching it right, or if I'm not, the more clear I am as a channel, the more clear the message will be when it gets to you, when it comes across to you. But much like playing the game telephone that you might have played as kids, the person at the beginning of the chain will have the secret, and they tell the secret in the ear of the child next to them, and yada, 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 all the way down the line. And then the 20th child has a completely different message than what the first child said. And so it's not that bad with this. It's just, them to me to you. I mean, it's not like playing telephone through 20 third graders. It's probably the last time I played telephone was when I was in 3rd grade in Catholic school. But basically, if I'm more clear, their message to you is more clear. So I did a meditation. I cleared out all of my chakras. I just brought this fountain of energy, and I feel a lot better. And I think they helped me with some kind of, they say it's the vessel meditation. That's why they kept saying you are a light vessel. So that was the first message I got from them during the break. Anyway, here we go. They said it's going to be about 30 minutes they're going to channel. They said maybe even 33. And I think I don't know if they're making fun of me. They're like, no, it's a good number. They said, we think we'll do that for 33 minutes. Okay, great. So let's do it. We have 33 minutes. Let's do it. All right. Ki asha, ki asha, ki asha. When you say those words, it is Pleiadian, and you touch your forehead where your third eye is. It helps to open you up so that you can see better with your third eye. And I do this one from time to time just to make the channel even better. All right. Arcturian Council or Arcturian Council, you may begin your transmission now. Ooh, I'm feeling a lot of buzzing in my legs, guys. Just overwhelming energy. And now I'm feeling a cold electric energy, and I'm starting to feel cold. I'm like starting to shiver here. Sometimes I feel cold. Sometimes it's electric, and sometimes it's a really hot energy. It's always different, depending on who I'm channeling. And it can shift and change during the course of the channeling itself. All right. You may begin your transmission anytime. Oh, wow. I'm feeling the 11th dimensional beings now. Ooh, wow. I feel like I'm going to float up off the bed. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council, and we are here to bring a message of peace, hope, and love. We are grateful that you are here to listen to our message, because we have the utmost respect and abundance of joy and love when we think about the greatness and vastness of humanity. We are so pleased that we can be a part of your ascension process, and we are amazed that you have chosen to be here in this time. We are amazed that you are here doing all the spiritual work. For some of you, it is seemingly all at once. If you have gone your whole lives as a non-spiritual being, and then you have a big, huge spiritual awakening, suddenly you are way up there. You all have gone up to the 5th dimension, and you're now healing the parts of you that need to heal, and you are accepting greater parts of you that you did not even know existed in your past. We are so excited that you are coming closer and closer to us here in the 9th dimension as you went from the 3rd to the 5th, and some of you might even end up in the 7th dimension before too long, because many of you have started to surpass the energy that you were aiming for. This is a really, really good thing. We know of your earthly saying, if you shoot for the moon, you might land among the stars. And indeed, this is what we have witnessed in many of you already. Some of you are on your way, well on your way to becoming spiritual saints, spiritual masters. You are literally becoming ascended masters. So just embrace the light. This is our big message for tonight, is about embracing the light, embracing your light bodies, and embracing the light in each of your chakras, embracing the light in each of your cells. So every time you have a thought or are you saying disclarity? I'm using muscle testing now. Yes, they are saying disclarity. I have never heard this word before. They're saying we are making up your English words as we go along. They're kind of laughing, but the Arcturians don't joke a lot. Well, I mean, not as much as other, like the Lyrans are always joking. And so I'm not used to you guys joking with me. They're like, we do have a sense of humor. It might be too refined for earthlings to understand that we are joking. Many times we will say something in jest, but it is always of a higher truth nature. And when we say things, many times it is just mistaken as a spiritual truth and not so much as our joking or jesting with you. But yes, sometimes we do make up words that make the meaning more clear. So when we say disclarity, you understand that it's not, the word is not meant for purposely muddying the waters to be vague. It's not purposely trying to bring, disclarity. Being unclear is one word, but disclarity has a little bit more of a distinctive tone and distinctive ring to it. So this is why we used that word that apparently is a brand new word. It might be a brand new word in English, or maybe just a brand new word to you. This is true. It's true, guys. Okay, I get it. All right. So let's continue with the message. All right. We wish to bring upon you a beautiful, high vibrational energy. We are in your skies, all over your earth. We are so happy because we have been giving you love and light. And, well, we like the energy of the word bling. It sounds really pretty to us, like bling, ring, ding. We like the energy when they're saying that they heard me say bling bling. I did it. I can't believe I did it. I did a search on wish.com today for bling bling just for fun, just to see what will come up. And I found a sequined coronavirus mask. It was rather pretty. So I bookmarked it under confusing shit, which is one of my categories. You can name your own folders. So anyway, it's like, ooh, my sexy coronavirus mask. Yeah, this might be the wave of the future, guys. So yeah, I did. I looked up bling bling. So, okay. So now continue, please. Well, we like the nature and the energy of the word bling bling. And we felt like this is very much what we feel that we are doing. We are bling blinging our energy to Earth, and we're just allowing it to land with whoever resonates and accepts this high vibrational energy that brings a little bit more of a spring into your step and a joy into your heart and a smile on your face and the energy of love that surrounds you. And we have been giving this energy to everybody that will possibly be willing and able and, well, ready to accept it. Many of you don't even see us above you in your skies. You do not believe we exist, or you don't know we exist, or you've never thought about it before. And many of you will see a straight edge in your photographs and you think, oh, that's funny. Look what my camera has done. And indeed, look what your camera has done. It has captured one of our ships, and it has captured more than likely you have captured an image of us, and we appear as just clouds that look like an ET. That's all it looks like, and it is funny to us that many of you will see it and go, ha, that's so funny. It looks like an alien in my picture. Ha ha, that's so funny. And then your friend will look at it and they'll go, ha, that's so funny. And then you move on and you think that was a weird shaped cloud, and then you think nothing more of it. But really and truly, it is a picture of us. And now it's a little distorted because it's cloud shaped, but we try to project what we look like into the clouds because we find that clouds are white and fluffy and happy energy that is easier to accept than if we were to appear before you right directly in front of you out of nowhere, because as Elena says, that would just freak you out. Yes, that's exactly. It would freak me. And I have had beings appear in my room or in my house with me while I'm like cutting up vegetables or making dinner or something. And I don't see them with my eyes, but I feel them. And if I close my eyes, I could see them in my mind's eye. And yeah, it does. It freaks me out. It's like, oh, being out of nowhere. And when the Lyrans, and I love them so much, and when a Lyran shows up, I mean, it's like a cracking of a whip sound, and it sounds like the energy of a cat scuttling across the floor and crashing into a wall. And I hear that energy sometimes when a Lyran shows up. And sometimes I've even captured this on, while I'm recording, it's an artifact in at least one, if not two, of my Lyran episodes, or episodes where Lyrans just pop in. Just like on Bewitched, they just pop in and it's like, whoa. And I feel their energy. Sometimes they'll touch my hand and I feel them touching my hand, but I still can't see them because they're still vibrating at such a high vibrational rate that there's no way that my eyes can see into that spectrum. And when they touch me, it's like a very light, ethereal, almost like a breeze, but it's weird when there's no doors or windows open and no fan on. And then all of a sudden it just feels like a breeze touched my hand and it's like, whoa, what was that? After I hear the Lyran sound, and then I telepath with them. But yeah, it would totally freak me out. And I do have you guys in my world and in my life. And it's still, I'm trying to get used to the idea, and I'm glad you guys are easing us into it. So continue your transmission. Yes, well, indeed, we are so pleased and so happy to be with you in your world, even if you're not totally or quite ready to have us in your living room or on your yard or in your life. But someday, perhaps, we will be. But we do vibrate at a very high rate, and so we have to project our cloaked ships and our energy. We have to project it downward, and it's a little hard for us to hold that energy. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll give you a love and a bling bling energy. And when we do this and you look up and you're like, oh, would you look at that? The clouds are so nice today. I'm going to take a picture. That might make a nice picture for my social media. Yes, we know about your social media. We have a great deal of fun looking at all the wonderful ways that you have to communicate with each other. It is very fascinating to us because our culture and our way of life in the 9th dimension is very, very different. So we see how you guys are with your pictures and your devices to take a still photograph or even sometimes a video of what's happening in the skies above you. And when we see that you're getting ready to do that, we will project the energy of our ships and the energy of our faces with using light. It's tricks of light. And this is what we're talking to you about today. So you will connect with our energy, but it's not really totally, we don't look like clouds. Wouldn't that be such a hoot if we looked like clouds floating about, if we were walking along our ships, but we all looked like your clouds on Earth? That would be a very strange sight indeed. But we don't look like clouds or puffs or tufts of cotton or wisps of lamb's wool or whatever words we've heard you guys use to describe what the energy of the clouds look like. We don't look like this at all. We have very smooth skin. We look very much like you, except our skin is blue, and we all have different shades of blue. Some of us have dark blue skin, and some of us have very pale blue skin, and some of us have gray blue skin. And some of us have skin that's almost white and almost translucent with a very, very pale blue-gray energy. And we're all very different. And our skin has a tendency to reflect our mood. And our skin has a tendency to reflect who we are inside that day. When we change, our skin changes. When we're in a dark mood, our skin is darker. When we are in a light and bright and positive mood, our skin gets very translucent and we tend to glow a lot brighter. So that's something that is different between our beings and your beings. We are all different, and that is what we love to celebrate. We love to see the differences, and we have visited many different planets, although most people aren't aware that we're there. We're just usually there to observe. We love everybody, and we consider everybody to be people, even if they have tentacles or more than 2 eyes on their face, or, well, we don't want to freak you out by giving you strange descriptions of beings that you most likely won't meet for a very long time, if ever, maybe thousands of years in your future. You will have the ability to talk to beings from other planets that are very, very and vastly different than you. In your first contact with the ETs, any ETs, you are going to be pleasantly surprised that we are not too much different than what you expect. Most of the people that will be contacting you will be like the Pleiadians, that look very much like you, and they're a lot taller than Earthlings in general, but they are very much like Earthlings. So you will not be as afraid. And then eventually the other ETs that look more like us will come into your world. But once you are open-minded and open-hearted enough and energetically cool with it, we love this word cool. The energy of the word cool, when you guys say it like that, is very much the energy of what we want you to feel. I think it's cool, calm, and collected is your phrase. in your world, and we love this. We want you to collect yourself unto yourself and love every part and bit of your energy. We want you to be calm in your being when dealing with yourself and with others, because calmness is an energy of detached, impersonal love of God. And we like this energy very much because it is a calming energy. It is a vibration of peace mixed with love. So when we say cool and calm and collected, that is the energy we wish for you to maintain in your energy field for a good long time before we will appear to you. Because it's hard for us to lower our vibration to meet you even in the seventh dimension. It takes a great deal of energy to lower our vibration while you raise your vibration up. It's actually, did you know, it's easier to go up than to go down in vibration. It's just like it's easier to smile than to frown on your face. We have studied human anatomy, and we have heard many of the thoughts in your collective. We process many of the thoughts because when you think, your thoughts go outward and upward, and anyone in the cosmos can hear what earthlings are thinking. It's so strange to think about that now, isn't it? And it might help you to change some of your thoughts before some of us and other beings hear what you have to say. Okay, so we are at the point where we wish to give you a way of looking at yourself with a different, light. We want you to understand that you are light beings. Every cell and fiber of your being. We've heard many of you say words like this. This is a phrase in your world. I love you with my whole heart, my whole mind, heart, body, and soul. I love you with every fiber of my being. We have heard Elena say this. We have heard Jerry say this. Jerry, I think he works with the Arcturians too. I can't remember his name right now. I'll tell you guys later. When it comes to me, I get his newsletter, and they know that I work with him as well. And they say, Daniel Scranton sometimes says words similar to this, and he's also channels them. And he also has this energy of loving so bright and so deep and so much. He has a toddler and cats, and he has a wife, and he loves them very much, and he takes this love that he feels for the people and beings in his immediate surrounding, and he just projects it outwardly in every direction. And he says he has a thing called a koosh ball. Many of you know what a koosh ball is. We even love the energy of the word koosh, because every word has power and energy and a vibration. And when we hear that, we think, yes, that sounds very much like cool. Koosh, cool. We like these words very much. Anyway, the koosh ball is a good energetic example when you are in the center and in every possible way, like rays of the sun in every possible direction, you can shoot out light of energy of love and happiness and joy, and even the energy of laughter. Did you know you could send the energy of laughter and mirth into the world, to all of your earth? You can. If you imagine that energy is kind of like a koosh ball, like Daniel Scranton, or maybe you're going to have your own energy. Maybe you'll be radiating outward like a rainbow. But think about what a symbol is for you, or an energy that you like for you. Maybe you imagine a bouncing ball, and you are the bouncing ball of light. And when you bounce off of the surface, then the reverberation of that goes in every direction. Maybe that is your visualization. Some of you will think of that as a perfect one. Maybe for others it will be the rainbow energy. Maybe for others there will yet be something that we have not quite thought of, but it will be personal to you. However you wish to send light out into the world and to other beings of light, just imagine your light, and in your vessel, you're going to feel light from head to toe and from 1st through 12th chakra. You're going to feel it in your auric body, all of your etheric bodies, in your emotional and your mental and your spiritual bodies. You will feel the light, and the more you think about your other bodies, the more light, less dense light, less weight light in your they're saying your immediate atmosphere surrounding your physical body. So we call it maybe like a force field or energy field. Very well. We like this word too. Okay. So just imagine however you can reverberating, just like kind of boom. All the energy goes out from you to the room. And then that energy goes out. And it goes out and about, and it goes around your block, and then your neighborhood, then your city, then your country, and then the whole wide world, and then maybe even encompassing the light of the sun and the light of the moon, and all goes throughout your whole solar system, and then through your galaxy, and finally through the universe, where your energy will reach and join with the light of God completely in all of creational forms. And then it will bounce back like a rubber band. And imagine the energy coming right back to you from the heart of God to your heart. And then you just feel so much love that you bounce it and reverberate it back again. And imagine the light contracting and expanding. And imagine that with every breath of your physical body, that light is expanding and going out into the universe, and it comes back to embrace you like a warm, beautiful hug, like the embrace of your favorite cat or your sweet toddler if you are a parent, or maybe your lover's embrace. However you receive affection in the best, highest vibrational way, imagine that this is 1,000 times, no, 10,000 times, no, 100,000 times, no, 1,000,000 times. You get the picture. More and more and more and more. Every time you breathe in, you're pulling the energy of light in. Every time you breathe out, you're breathing out the light of energy. This is the meditation we wish for you to kind of adhere to. Try to do this every day. And in every way, you will become lighter and brighter, more expanded, and you will raise your vibration up. And it will become very easy after a while. Every breath that you take will become a meditation. And eventually, you won't even think about it anymore. And your energy will become so light and so positive. Your manifestations will become almost instant. And you will literally rise above every problem you imagined you used to have. That is our biggest message for you tonight, just to give you this high vibrational, energetic activity. Anytime you feel down, anytime you feel sad or sleepy, or anytime you just feel bored or you don't have anything else to do, breathe in and breathe out. When you breathe in and you breathe out, you're going to feel a lot lighter, a lot brighter. And when we say the word light, we mean less weight, less dense, and also brighter in energy. Just like a light bulb that was dim suddenly gets a boost of power, and it goes brighter and casts more light onto the world around it. This is what you are going to become. You are your own self-powered, self-empowered light bulb. You are filled with light. You are filled with bright energy, and you are divine. And when you imagine that light inside of you, eventually you are going to begin to accept the nature of reality and who you are. Eventually you are going to accept that you are divine beings, and you are only merely pretending to be in a human body right now. That you are not your body. You are embodying your physical body. So we see your soul as an overlay that comes and just, your soul is so much bigger than your body. It just kind of merges with it and sticks and stays with it. So you can go through a wide variety of wonderful experiences, even if they seem terrible at the time. Terrible experiences. In the end, when you look at it from a loftier, higher perspective, they become wonderful experiences too. Because those are the experiences that help you to learn. And when you learn, you go up in vibration because you go, oh yes, that happened. And you know what? I'm never going to allow that to happen in my energy field again. And you give it love and you forgive it and you send it on its way. This is what you do with your problems, with your bad memories, with incidences that you didn't like, things that made you mad, things that made you cry, things that made you shout with the power of 1,000 suns. We have seen many of you with this kind of energy and power when you are angry and marching in the streets. And we see this happening so much in your world. And all we can do is watch and send you our bling bling. We send you our love. We send you our high vibrational energy, and we connect with the highest parts of you. Because even though you're angry in the streets, as well you should be, because we know what's happening in your world and we feel that anger, but we want you to still always, with every breath, try to connect with your divine self and your higher vibrational energetic soul. And if you connect that and you shout in a way that maybe isn't anger or angrily, but in a way that is empowering from your divine soul, this is how you will see the justice that you deserve to see in your world. Use the power of your divine light, because using this energy is your divine right. And we wish to bring this message to you today as well. You deserve to have it all, and you will, but you have to claim your divine birthright first. Claim that high vibrational energy second, and then watch the manifestations show up in your world when you have your newfound renewed strength inside and your positivity and your energy of pure white light. And besides, when we say white, understand that the color white in energetic form is literally a rainbow. And so when you think I am filled with white light, and then you start to see shimmery rainbow colors, pink and turquoise and pale yellow and blue, and then electric blue, and then electric red and electric pink, and you see all the colors swirling almost in a rainbow, but yet ethereal and gauzy like. This energy literally is what we say white light is, and yet white light contains all the colors of all the possible lights that you can imagine. It's all contained in one light. So when you fill your body with white light, but then maybe it turns a little pink or it turns a little yellow, in your mind's eye, don't correct yourself and go, no, it's supposed to be white light. Don't worry, because whatever energy comes forth when you do these meditations, especially the one that we gave you, sometimes it will happen that you just accept a cream color, off-white color, and it might sound strange to you at first, like, why is it a different color? But it's the color that your soul needs to feel smooth, cool, calm, and collected in your physical body. So we wanted to give this message to you today as well, because many of you chide yourself like a little child and you say, oh, I shouldn't be thinking about that color. That's not what I was trying to do today. I wanted to imbibe my body with this other color over here. I read it in a book and I wanted to use fuchsia as my healing color. That was what I connected with. But we're here to tell you that your body, your energetic bodies, your subtle bodies, they're going to accept the light that they need. So if you're over there trying to think of cobalt blue or bright orange, and all of a sudden you're thinking pale pink or a gentle turquoise blue, that's what your etheric bodies and your physical body needs. Accept what comes and don't ever try to force it. Don't try to force a fuchsia on yourself when your body is craving a cobalt blue. That's like saying that I can only eat broccoli on the days that I'm really, really craving an ice cream cone. What we want to tell you is accept the ice cream cone into your energy field, because there might be some energy that your body needs. As you go up in vibration and you go up in dimension, you're going to be connecting to different ideas of food. And usually those ideas include the energetics in that food. And the energetics might not match your personal beliefs, which are totally different than the energetics of the food. Maybe you believe you're a vegan, but suddenly you're craving normal ice cream. We say normal to your world anyway. And maybe there's something in it that your body needs. If you know you can handle it, and maybe you're not lactose intolerant, then maybe go for it, we say. But go for it with pleasing energy. Go for it with gusto, we've heard in your world, some people say. Just go for whatever resonates with you. When the light in your body is craving the light in another energetic form, such as food, or even in a book, or even in music, or even in a person that you wish to hug, we say that you must resonate with it. And what is really happening is there's a vibration when you are a vibrational match, and then you have an attraction like magnets, and you will pull to yourselves that person or that thing or that book or that song that resonates with your subtle energy bodies. And the more you get in touch with who you are energetically, the more you're going to understand what you resonate with and what repels you, and basically what attracts and what repels you. We wish for you to become very, very good at this. This is one step to becoming a spiritual master. Spiritual masters can sense energy. They can understand, even from a couple blocks away, what someone is thinking, what they're doing, what they're experiencing, what they're expecting. A true master has mastered all of the energetic forms around them. This is one way of interacting with their world in a way that is much more harmonious. It's much more harmonious to understand the energy of an angry person and allow them to be in the garden of their desires, which in that moment might be sadness and anger or self-pity, and it's easier to just move away from that. But if you're not a spiritual master of your own emotions and energetic forms, and you can't read other people's, then you might walk into what you say on your earth, a hornet's nest of negative energy, or a maelstrom of unclear and uncouth energy. And we wish for you to always be energetically aware of your surroundings and know what you're walking into. Know what you're going towards. This is going to serve you well in the upcoming days and weeks and months and years. And it's also going to serve you well as you rise through the ranks of the dimensions. We know that you can do it. Stay in the fifth dimension. Never go lower again to the third dimension. Just keep rising up. We are here with you. We are always sending you love and light forevermore. We are the Arcturian Council, and thus we are ending our transmission to you, but we wanted to let you know it was a pleasure, and we are pleased that we have connected with you today. And we send you all the love that we can possibly, and as much bling bling as possible. Hereby, we are concluding with our transmission. Okay, guys, well, there you go. That was it. I hope that you enjoyed that. I will be back tomorrow with all unique and original programming, just like always. Tomorrow is Friday, which means it will be the Earth Changes Report and the weekly World Weird News. I don't know where I'm going to read that from yet. We'll have to see what stories are available. Lately, there have just been a lot of animal stories in the past several weeks, but I think Coast to Coast AM had a few good ones, and we'll check out AD as well as probably the Mirror and the Metro and other newspapers online. And so that's what's going to happen basically tomorrow. That's always been it's always been kind of a popular show, so I do it every Friday just so we kind of catch up. We know who to pray for. I was thinking this morning I could almost change the name to the prayer report, because that's pretty much what it is. You know, this place is getting a flood, let's give them a prayer. This place is getting too much heat energy and now there's a fire, let's give them a prayer, you know. And so onward and upward always, and so on and so forth. So there you have it. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed the episode tonight. I love each and every one of you, and I'm always sending you love and light. I'm always praying for you. Always that you get everything that you want in this world and in this life, and you get to experience all that you came to Earth to experience this time and more. And by the and more, I mean the most positive, joyous possible things that a human being can experience. I always wish this for all of you, by the way. Anyway, I wanted to thank you guys for your continued confidence in me and my abilities and in my show. And many of you have been telling other people about Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast! ! And I wanted to thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really, truly appreciate that. So if you want to do more, just remember to like, share, subscribe, favorite, whatever it's called, on the podcast app or player or platform you're using. And tell everybody in your Facebook groups, especially your spiritual groups, about this cool new podcast you've been hearing for however long you've been hearing it. Maybe you just heard it for today and yesterday. Maybe you've been with me for the whole past year and 8 months. You know, I mean, I have over like 650 shows now. So maybe you were here with me from the beginning, or maybe you just started listening a couple months ago. Tell people that. I've been listening to this podcast for a couple months. It's a wide variety of topics, and it's always spiritual and fun, and I always find something in it, or, you know, whatever you want to say. Use your own words, not mine. But anyway, a lot of you have been putting me up on Instagram saying, hey guys, check out this episode, it's really cool. People enjoy that, and then they go, cool, new podcast. I've been looking for a new one. I've noticed a lot of people say that to me. When I say, hey, by the way, I've got a podcast if you're interested, a lot of people go, thank you. I've been looking for something like this, and that your timing was divine. So maybe you'll get this kind of feedback too. I wanted to thank you in advance for sharing my show and my crazy Heyoka wisdom with others. And as you know or may not know, I am a crazy Heyoka wisdom sort of person, because I'm a Heyoka lightning shaman. And Heyoka, I did a whole episode on it last year. Go back and listen to it if you want to know what that is. Anyway, that's it for now. That's it for me. I'm going to sign off now with peace and joy and love and the high vibes of the Holy Fifth Dimension. Until next time, guys, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.